Hey guys and gals, let's unbox and take a look at Mini Anna and Elsa by Lego Disney. This is set number 43284, contains 65 pieces, and this was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, so I'm not sure which one's which because I don't watch a whole lot of Disney movies, so I'll have it indexed when I do the build. And here's the back of the box, and yeah, you'll get this soon enough, so I wish they had it labeled back here. Well, like I said, I'll index it accordingly. Alright, let's unbox it and see what we have inside. Okay, Lego's really starting to stick to the paper bags, which is cool. And we do have a printed building guide that's included. But I thought there'd have been more than that. Oh, here's the other one right here. And don't worry, I've already scanned that, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright, and that's it inside the box. And we get two printed building guides. So this looks like this is a collaborative build, so you and a friend can build together. And you'll all get your own little bag too, which is cool. And yeah, so I don't expect there being a brick separator in this set, as you know, due to its size, but well, yeah. Alright, let's begin. Let's build it. Now I could just simply look this up and find out which one's which, but I'm kind of pressed for time right now. Oh, there's a piece I have never seen before. Huh. That'd be kind of handy for some Technic stuff, huh? Some of these. Oh, this is, so everything here is printed, so this is going to be an easy one to put together today. Alright, and for those who are joining me on this channel here for the first time and seeing this, I do have a second channel that does this same very thing, just with very large sets. And the whole goal about it is just to kind of see how the build goes, what's involved, is it a hard build or is it an easy build? We don't know. And yeah, and ignore the latex paint all over my hands, and yes, I've cleaned them. I was painting, or well, I'm restoring, but I'm also priming up wood for a park bench. I'm trying to put it back together. There we go. You'll be able to see a little better there. That'd be a big help for you. Yeah, so right now this is more like a little interlude between a bigger set that I'm working on right now. And I thought, well, I'll start getting some of these out of the way real quick. And that's what I'm doing. I'm finishing up a bunch of stuff. I get that out of the way. I don't need to be knocking my noggin on my lamp here. So essentially what we're doing here is we're just building some brick-built animals, or brick-built figures. And yeah, they're always kind of a treat to put together because they're different. I don't normally put stuff together like this, but for Disney, it's not too bad. It looks like that's the dress and the torso. Well, I got that part done. Now it looks like we're focusing our attention on the head here. Take some of these snot bricks. And you remember that trailer I built? Yeah, I used a bunch of those, huh? That's how. What do you think I get these from? It's these head sets like these, like brick heads and stuff. They come with a bunch of those. So if you're interested in getting a lot of these, get the brick heads. I kid you not. I kid you not. That's where I get them. I'm not kidding. That's where I get all those at. It's from sets like this. Unless I need a bunch of one color, then I'll order. But let me try this out. I know some have said I've been covering up the camera a lot, so I'm going to try to prevent it as much as I can. Where I'm sitting at, you'll get a better angle, but I need to see the build too. Oh, this one's got the goofy you have to count type thing. Oh no, why do we have to have that Lego? That's always kind of make me actually have to strain my brain there to actually have to count them myself. Just put 2x by it, I'll know what you mean. Okay. And then we got the face. Yeah, I mean, these are printed. You don't have to fight with the stickers, and putting stickers on round pieces are kind of difficult. Now I could have used this without the sticker, but printed, it's even better for a young builder too. And then looks like we're putting the hair on here. Same thing right there. Yeah, not too bad. Well, they do have these. I've never seen these pieces before, or I maybe just haven't been paying attention. And now we got to install the head onto the torso. I managed to survive that. That wasn't too hard. We're not done yet because we're missing something here in the back. And yes, even for a guy like myself, these type of Disney sets, yeah, they're a little easy, but they're also entertaining too. To see if I could really make a lot of mistakes or not. But for the most part, kind of wish I wish there was a brick separator with these at least to straighten these out. And I got millions of them, but the goal is to well, I got that backwards. Is to see if we could do it without the brick separator. That's probably the only thing I'd have to say that's kind of a bummer about this one here. Alright. And that's the ponytail or the braids or whatever. I don't know what this is. Yeah. There we go. Then we've got to get her magic scepter or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a gem. Maybe she uses that to poke the boyfriend. We don't know. To wake him up when he's watching the game. So if I had to guess, usually I guess the first one here. Well, where's the box at? I threw it on the floor. That's not going to do me any good. If I had to guess, I bet that's probably Anna. Or no, probably. I don't know. We'll find out when I index it. And that is what we have remaining for bag 1. Not too bad. Okay, now we're going to move on to bag 2. Set her off to the side. Well, over here would be better. Why? Because I want to thank everyone on this channel and Patreon for being contributors. That's always a big help. Much appreciative. And don't you roll off. Thank everybody for taking the time to check out my Rebrickable page, purchasing building guides, and most importantly, thank you everyone for taking the time to subscribe and stuff, and commenting on the videos, because that's always a big help too. Everything helps. So yeah, we're doing her. She's winking her eye. Oh no. Alright, start with that. Yeah, these are kind of cool. So I've never seen these pieces, but this would be good for like Technic builds or something. And these would be good for small beds. Yeah, I know the angle on this is kind of weird, but you know. And I needed a set to tide me over because I'm working on a really big set right now. I don't know which one of these is going to be released first. Sometimes Lego will change the date on them, and so I'm not quite sure. But I need to take a breather from another set right now to do this. Oh, we're using the same arm color? I thought there'd be black ones in there, but no. Gotta use the blue. Oh, there we go, we got that in there. So we got the skirt and the torso done. That's not too bad. Now we're moving on to the head. Yeah, this light nougat flesh tone color. It's not too bad. Of course, well, that doesn't go there. Of course, this is also flesh tone too, as well as the dark orange. Basically, any earth tone colors are usually fine. Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch more of these snot bricks here. Isn't that cool? Oh yeah, these are not to be considered as tutorials or how-tos, but this one is going to be a review. We're going to do the whole thing in one sitting. So usually I'm done. I usually end with a summation of thoughts, but this time we're going to be ending with an actual review of the set. And you know, so far for me being a dude, it's keeping my interest. There's the right amount of pieces in here. There's not too many small parts. There's just a little bit of everything here. So I'm sure a child, this will be really fun for a quick build. And in addition, she or he could share the build with another partner if desired. I'm always looking for more of these 1 to 2 builders. Builder type sets are always cool to have. And it's always a good thing to take a look at. Alright. We know your real hair color is that, huh? Must have been lightening it up. That's why you're wearing the hat. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Hoping I can pull this back over here a little bit. That's why sometimes I wish I had a second camera angle, but those GoPros, they're not that bad. I just need something small and lightweight to strap on my head so it's easy to do these where you get different angles, but I don't like that. Maybe it's supposed to be a bandana or something. Alright, with the pigtails. And now we got to install it. Well, that's not how that goes, huh? Whoops, I would have really made a mistake. There we go. Not too bad. And then now she's holding a sunflower. Now, this eventually will be the full-blown review, and that's pretty much where I'm going to lean with these now. So I don't really need to take a full-blown tour of this, and that's what we have remaining there for Big 2. Because essentially that's how I'm going to do my reviews. Unlike a lot of other builders, I do that differently. Rotate that. Well, how can you get her hand to rotate? No, don't drop the flower. Come on, behave. Boy, that's really falling apart. It's the very last piece I'm having problems with. But there we go. I don't know who's who, but that's it. And yeah, I mean, you can play with these and stuff. These are a part of a much larger build. So we'll get to that when we get to that part of the set there. But just from looking at these up close, let's see if we can get here a little better for you. They're not too bad. Everything's printed. The instructions are easy to follow. And yes, it does even come with the parts list in the back, which is even better. So I'd say we're going to start with the review with build quality, and it's average for this set. Nothing fell off, nothing disintegrated, which is pretty cool, so not too bad there. My build experience, I'd say, is average. The set did keep my interest. I wasn't bored with it, but it's a pretty quick build. But if you're not too interested in brick-built figures like brickheads, these are not going to be too exciting. Build quality seems pretty decent. I mean, you could play with them. Nothing's really... This right here will fall off. But other than that, it's not too bad. And as far as for play value, yeah. I mean, you can stack them up, but I guess you really can't. But like I said, these are going to be part of a larger set here, so you're going to need these. So I'm going to have to hang on to these myself. But just for this being a standalone model, it's not bad. If you're just going to put these on a shelf, they're going to be perfect for that. And honestly, if you're into the Lego Disney stuff, it's not too bad of a build. So tell me what you think of this set. Honestly, well, we know it's from Frozen now, so I didn't even pay attention to that. But my score on this set is going to be, I'm just going to have to give it a 10. Nothing really major just fell off or nothing catastrophic happened in this review. So I'm sorry for those who are looking for negative reviews. This one here is not too bad. We had the right amount of pieces. It was a fun, quick little build. And two, you can share this with the partner. But, you know, tell me what you think.